The Grand Council station floated silently above the blue gas giant, its shape like a silver crescent, stretching across the void. Inside, the council chamber was vast and bright, filled with the colors and lights of 100 alien species. Platforms hovered in midair, each carrying delegates from distant worlds. Glowing symbols rotated slowly above their heads, showing which speaker had the floor. It was a place of power, a place where the future of the galaxy was decided, or at least where some tried to decide it. The human delegation arrived quietly, moving together along the polished floor of the docking hall. They were small in number, but their presence was firm. Leading them was Laura King, a woman in her early 40s with sharp eyes and a calm voice. Behind her walked Daniel Cruz, the diplomat, tall and thoughtful, carrying the notes they had prepared for the meeting. Olivia Hall, a young officer fresh from fleet training, kept her hands folded behind her back, her face showing determination. Last was Eric Barnes, a scientist, carrying a slim tablet loaded with human data and research projects. Humans were still considered new by many in the council, and some looked down on them. The Jari, an old and powerful empire, had never hidden their contempt. They were a tall, gray-skinned species with long necks and sharp features. Their envoy waited at the center platform, eyes flicking over the humans like a predator studying prey. Laura stepped forward, voice steady as she addressed the room. "We are here to discuss the treaty," she said. Her tone was polite, careful, but firm. "Humans are ready to listen, and we hope to find terms that work for everyone." The Jari envoy, Varshul, smiled in a way that made the humans tense. "Listen? Oh, humans, you misunderstand. You are here to follow the rules. You are young. You do not know your place." A few aliens on nearby platforms tensed, uncomfortable with the insult. Some hid smiles, but most looked away. The humans did not respond immediately. Laura raised a hand, letting the silence fill the room. She had learned long ago that anger only gave others power over you. Calmness, in the face of threat, was stronger. Varshul continued. "The treaty is simple. Humans will give the Jari full oversight of your colonies. Your research and technology will be shared, and humans will accept Jari advisors in every world you control. Compliance is not optional. The galaxy will not tolerate your stubbornness." Daniel stepped forward. "We can discuss compromise. Humans are willing to cooperate, but we cannot agree to total control over our worlds. Perhaps a phased partnership, where both sides benefit." Varshul laughed, a low, sharp sound. "Phased partnership? You are still children. We give guidance. We protect you. Your colonies will be safer if you obey." Laura looked around the chamber. She saw the fear in the faces of some delegates, the uncertainty of others. She also saw quiet curiosity in a few. Some of the smaller races, long oppressed by the Jari, were watching humans closely. Laura knew that this moment was bigger than just her people. Humans were about to make a choice that others would notice. "We appreciate your offer," Laura said finally. "But humans cannot agree to these terms. We are willing to work together on trade, defense, and research. But we cannot give control of our worlds to anyone. Our people will not accept it." Varshul's eyes narrowed. "You defy me? You dare insult the Jari in our own chamber?" he hissed. "I see. Humans, you are brave. Or foolish. Perhaps both. Know this. You will learn your place." The council erupted in quiet murmurs. Some delegates whispered in alarm. Others nodded slightly, as if they expected this. The Jari were feared. Yes, but humans had not yet been broken. Laura stayed calm. She waited for the right moment. Then, spoke again. "We ask for a short break," she said. "We need to consult with our team." The humans left the chamber and moved to a private room, It was small and simple, but quiet, and it smelled faintly of metal polish and recycled air. Olivia paced near the wall, trying to calm her racing thoughts. "This is insane," she said. "They cannot be serious. They want us to give up everything." "We knew what we were walking into," Daniel said. His voice was low, measured. "But yes, it is worse than I imagined. If we agree to their terms, we lose our freedom, our research, and our colonies. It is slavery. Plain and simple." Eric tapped his tablet, scrolling through data on human systems, colonies, and trade networks. "They think humans are weak. They don't realize that we've grown, that we've learned, that we can defend ourselves in ways they cannot predict." End quote. "The Nether class tree," Romament asked. "The Nether class tree. They think humans are weak." Laura sat down at the table, folding her hands. "We have two choices. We can stay, try to negotiate further, and risk being forced into compliance. Or we can walk away, make our position clear, and show the galaxy that humans will not bow to fear." Olivia stopped pacing and looked at Laura. "Walk away? From the council?" "Perhaps," Laura said. "But it could also show the galaxy what humans stand for. We are not weak. We will not give in." Daniel nodded slowly. "It is a risk. But if we fail to stand now, all future generations will pay the price." Eric leaned back. "We have the technology, the allies, even the hidden supporters among smaller races. If we act carefully, we can survive. More than survive, we can change the way the galaxy sees us." Laura stood, straightening her coat. "Then, it is decided. We will walk away. We will refuse the treaty. And we will leave the council, with our heads held high." They returned to the chamber. The murmurs quieted as humans approached the table. Laura's expression was calm, unshakable. She raised her hand to speak. "Humans cannot accept the treaty," she said. "We thank the council for the opportunity to discuss terms. However, we will no longer participate in this negotiation under these rules. Earth and human colonies will chart their own course." She motioned to the others, and they gathered their data slates, their tablets, and their personal belongings. Without a word, they turned and walked toward the exit. Each step was deliberate, steady, echoing in the vast chamber. The silence that followed was thick. No one moved. Some delegates stared, unsure what to do. Others whispered to neighbors. Varshul's mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. The humans reached the doors of the chamber. Outside, their shuttle waited. Laura led the group up the ramp and into the sleek ship. Engines hummed to life. Quiet at first, then growing louder. As the ship detached from the station, all eyes in the chamber followed. Some were shocked, some afraid. The humans did not look back. Once in space, Laura activated the navigation system. The stars stretched before them, familiar and comforting. She leaned back in her chair. "We did what had to be done," she said softly. Daniel glanced at her. "Some will call us reckless. Others may call us heroes. Either way, we have made our choice, and the galaxy will remember." Olivia smiled faintly. "It feels strange, powerful, terrifying." Eric tapped his tablet, pulling up images from nearby colonies and trade routes. "We have work ahead, defending our people, keeping our allies safe. The galaxy will not forget that humans refuse to kneel." Laura nodded. "This is only the beginning. We will need to be smart, careful, and brave. But we will not compromise who we are. Humans do not give up. Humans do not bow. We walk away today, but we walk with our heads held high, and the stars are ours to navigate. Outside, the council station shrank in the distance, a silver crescent glowing against the darkness of space. Inside, debates and arguments would continue, but the humans were already moving forward. Already, they had made a mark. Already, the galaxy was beginning to feel the tremor of their choice. The stars stretched on, endless and full of possibilities. Laura leaned forward, eyes on the console. "Prepare course for Earth," she said, "and alert the colonies. The humans are awake, and the galaxy will soon learn what that means." As the shuttle jumped into faster-than-light travel, a quiet signal reached some hidden ears across the council, a ripple of hope, a thought that perhaps the small, young humans were not weak, but dangerous in a way that no empire could fully control. The galaxy had just received a warning. The humans had walked away from the table, and nothing would ever be the same again. The humans had left the council chamber, but their choice spread through the galaxy like a quiet storm. On the Grand Council station, alien delegates whispered in the corridors. Some shook their heads in disbelief. Others looked impressed. Few had ever seen such calm defiance, especially from humans, a species still considered young and inexperienced. Varshul, the Zari envoy, paced in a private chamber, tail flicking with irritation. "How dare they?" he hissed. "How dare they walk away like that, with no fear, no respect?" "The humans will learn their place, soon enough." His advisors tried to calm him. "Perhaps we should give it time," one said. A tall, thin alien with blue scales. "Maybe it is only pride. Humans are still fragile. They will return when they feel pressure." Varshul's eyes narrowed. "Fragile? They are dangerous. Their pride is a weapon. I have not seen such determination in a young species before. Mark my words, their choice will echo, and not just for them. On Earth, the news of the walkout reached every human settlement. Screens in homes, streets, and public squares broadcast Laura King's words. "Humans will not accept control," she had said. Reactions were mixed. Some felt fear, wondering what the Jari might do next. Others felt pride. Parents hugged their children, telling them that humans had finally shown the galaxy what it meant to be free. A young journalist, Megan Clark, reported live from New York. "Today, humans walked away from the council table," she said. Her voice was steady. "Many fear this may spark conflict, but many others see this as a moment of courage. For the first time, our people have shown the galaxy that humans will not bow, that humans will protect their own, no matter the cost." In the human council chambers on Earth, leaders met in a secure room. Screens showed the council station fading from view. Laura, Daniel, Olivia, and Eric were present. The room smelled faintly of recycled air and coffee. "Our decision will not be forgotten," said General Carter Lewis, a tall man with a square jaw. "The Jari will retaliate. They always do. We must prepare defenses, supplies, and contingency plans. War may come sooner than anyone thinks." A governor from a distant colony frowned. "Must we risk everything, General? Perhaps we should negotiate quietly, give them what they want, and keep our people safe." Laura shook her head. "Peace that demands surrender is not peace. We cannot trade our freedom for comfort. Humans will not be slaves. We must stand, even if it is dangerous." Daniel spoke, voice calm but firm. "There is another way. We cannot trust the council to respect us, but we can build partnerships outside it. We can find allies, other races, who also resent the Jari. We will create a network of equals. That is our path forward." Eric tapped his tablet. "We are not the strongest militarily, but we have ingenuity, speed, and technology. If we act smart, We can survive anything the Jari throw at us. The leaders spent hours planning. They coordinated with colony governors, trade networks, and intelligence officers. They studied Jari patrols and trade routes. Every action was careful. Humans could not afford a mistake. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Jari High Command convened. Varshul presented the situation. Humans walked away, he said. They refused to submit. They humiliate us in the eyes of the Council. Other young races may follow their example. We must act. Mine, other, mine, other. A Zari admiral, taller and older than Varshul, rumbled his approval. They will be punished. Restrict their trade. Patrol their space. Show them that rebellion has a price. Varshul nodded. We must be careful. Humans are clever. We cannot crush them openly. Not yet. Small pressure first. Economic strangling. Trade blockades. And if necessary, accidents. Subtle. Efficient. They will learn. On smaller, outer worlds, whispers of hope began to grow. The outer systems had long suffered under Jari dominance. Many envoys watched the human walkout with quiet admiration. A reptilian diplomat named Sellar began sending secret messages to friendly planets. Humans do not fear, his messages said. They will protect themselves. Perhaps they are the spark we need. 3,000. Threskaram. Back on Earth, life continued. But everything felt different. Human citizens spoke of the walkout in streets and cafes. Schools discussed it in lessons. Families debated it at dinner. The choice to refuse control had changed the way humans saw themselves. Olivia patrolled the orbital defense stations, checking on readiness and the new strategic maneuvers developed by Eric and the fleet engineers. We may be small, she said to her crew. But humans do not give up. We find ways. We adapt. That is how we survive. Ah. Daniel visited neutral alien worlds, traveling in stealth ships to meet leaders quietly. He offered trade agreements, technological sharing, and mutual defense talks. We do not seek to dominate, he said. We seek to be partners, equals, respected as humans. Some alien leaders hesitated. They feared the Jari more than they trusted humans. But a few, seeing the courage of humans and remembering their own losses under Jari rule, signed cautious agreements. Safe ports, shared intelligence, and repair stations became available for human ships. Small, but important. These actions built a foundation of support beyond the Council. Sellar arranged a secret meeting with Daniel on a remote asteroid station. Humans are the first we have seen refuse the Jari openly, he said, voice low and steady. You are dangerous, but in a good way. If you continue like this, more will follow you. Meanwhile, the Jari enacted their plan. Trade routes to human colonies were blocked. Shipments were delayed, and prices rose. Citizens on Mars, Titan, and the outer colonies felt the pinch, fear mixed with anger. Some human corporations debated giving in, signing under Jari rules to protect profit. Protests erupted across Earth and colonies. Citizens carried banners and chanted slogans. Humans will not bow. And freedom first. Megan Clark reported live from the streets of New York. The cost of standing up is visible, she said. People are struggling. Trade is delayed. Prices are higher. And fear is present. But people also see courage. Humans do not give up. Humans protect their own. In secret laboratories on Earth and in hidden colony stations, Eric tested new technology, stealth drives, short jump maneuvers, and improved defense grids. The humans could not match the Zari ship for ship, but they could act unpredictably, strike where least expected, and defend themselves in clever ways. Olivia trained the fleet, teaching new strategies that combined human ingenuity and quick thinking. "We cannot win by brute force," she said, "but we can outthink, outmaneuver, and survive. That is how humans fight." In a small, distant system, a weak non-human world had dared to sign a trade agreement with humans. The Jari arrived, seizing their minds and humiliating their leaders. The message was clear. Defiance has a price. Daniel received a coded message from Seller. "Our people are at risk if they support you openly," it said, "but we will help in secret. The Jari fear you more than they realize. The spark has begun. 1 people Apentius carded. Laura looked at the reports from Earth and colonies. She felt the weight of responsibility. The humans had chosen to stand. But now they faced the consequences. The Jari were strong and old, their empire vast. Yet humans had something the Jari could not understand: courage, creativity, and the unwillingness to bow to fear. "Every step matters," Laura said quietly to her team. "We protect our people, we build alliances, and we act smart. One wrong move could start a war, but every right move strengthens our position. Humans do not wait to be controlled. Humans act. That is why we walked away, and that is why the galaxy will watch." Daniel nodded. "Our choices are seen, our courage noticed. Even the smallest worlds feel it. Hope spreads quietly, and fear spreads too. The Jari do not know how to deal with it." Eric smiled faintly. "Sometimes, the best weapon is not force, but the refusal to surrender. Humans have that weapon now." Olivia looked at the stars outside the station window. "We will need to be ready for anything, but knowing that humans are not alone, that others may stand with us quietly, it gives me hope." And so, the galaxy began to shift. Whispers of courage, fear, and hope spread from one system to another. The Jari tightened trade, patrolled borders, and planned subtle strikes. The humans strengthened their defenses, built alliances, and prepared for what might come. In hidden corners of the galaxy, smaller races watched and waited. For the first time, many considered the possibility of resisting the Jari openly. On Earth, Laura, Daniel, Olivia, and Eric gathered in a secure meeting room. Laura looked at each of them, determination in her eyes. "We made our choice," she said. "The humans walked away from the table, and we will protect that choice. Every colony, every ship, every life depends on it. We are not reckless. We are careful. But we will not kneel." Daniel nodded. "We have allies, even if quiet. We have technology, and we have courage. That is more than the Jari understand," Olivia added. "And we will continue to grow stronger. Every challenge, every test, only makes us smarter, faster, better." Eric tapped his tablet, reviewing the latest projections. "They think pressure will break us. They do not know humans. Humans do not break. They adapt. They survive. They protect what is theirs." And as the stars stretched endlessly outside the window, Laura smiled faintly. The humans had chosen their path. It was not easy. It would not be safe, and the galaxy would push back. But for the first time, humans were seen as more than new, more than weak, more than small. They were alive, awake, and unafraid. The galaxy had begun to tremble. The humans had chosen to walk away from the council, and the galaxy was beginning to feel the effects. Across star systems, the Jari tightened their control. Trade routes were blocked, convoys delayed, and prices on human colonies soared. Yet humans adapted quickly. They did not panic. They did not bow. Instead, they acted. Olivia Hall watched a cluster of ships leaving Mars for the outer colonies. "We need to get these supplies through," she said to her communications officer. "Every delay costs lives. Every delay tests faith." Her officer nodded. "The Jari patrols are denser than ever. Their ships wait along every route. It's risky." Olivia clenched her fists. "Then we find a new path. Longer, quieter, safer. Humans do not stop because someone wants to scare them." In the Human Council chambers on Earth, leaders debated the next steps. General Carter Lewis studied maps of Jari patrols. "Their goal is to strangle our colonies," he said. "We cannot let this happen. We must escort convoys, protect trade, and build defenses on vulnerable worlds." A governor from Titan spoke cautiously. "But how far can we push? The Jari are powerful. If we provoke them too much, it could turn into open war." Laura King looked around the room, calm but resolute. "We cannot trade freedom for safety. Humans do not give up. Because someone is stronger. We act. We protect our own. And we do so smartly. War is not our goal, but we will defend ourselves if needed." Daniel Cruz added, "We are not alone. Some neutral worlds are quietly willing to help us. Small alliances, shared intelligence, safe ports. It may not be enough to crush the Jari, but it is enough to survive and protect our colonies." Eric Barnes smiled faintly, tapping a tablet. "We cannot match the Jari ship for ship. But we can use speed, stealth, and clever strategies. Humans do not fight like others. We improvise, adapt, and turn weakness into strength." Olivia trained the fleet personally. In the orbiting stations, young officers learned to maneuver ships in ways that would confuse the Jari. Jump patterns, feints, and sudden evasive maneuvers became standard practice. "We fight smart," Olivia told them. "We fight like humans." Across the galaxy, small worlds watched. Some envoys, inspired by the human defiance, began to hope. Salar, the quiet reptilian diplomat, sent coded messages to friendly planets. "Humans refuse to bow," he wrote. "If they continue, others may rise. The spark is small, but it is alive." The Jari, however, were not idle. Varshul gathered intelligence on human colonies. "We cannot attack openly yet," he said to his commanders. "But pressure, subtle strikes, and economic strangling will teach humans their place. They are clever, yes, but prideful. We will exploit it." One weak outer world dared to sign a small trade agreement with humans. The Jari responded immediately. Mining operations were seized, leaders humiliated, and patrols established. The world's population was terrified. It was a warning. Defiance had a price. Daniel received a coded message from Sellar. "Our people are afraid," it said, "but we will help where we can. Humans are dangerous in a way the Jari do not understand. The spark has started." Meanwhile, humans organized convoys to reach these threatened worlds. Ships loaded with food, medicine, and equipment prepared to leave Mars and Earth orbit. Olivia led the escorts, young officers at their sides, ready to face Jari interference. As the convoy left, Jari ships appeared along the trade route. They signaled for the humans to stop. "You will not pass," a Jari captain announced. Voice cold and commanding. Olivia's hands tightened on the controls. "We are delivering aid," she said. "We do not want conflict. We will not attack, but we will not turn back." A warning shot fired from the Jari ship, grazing the lead human vessel. Alarms blared. The convoy shuddered, but Olivia stayed calm. "Hold formation," she ordered. "Remember the drills. We move fast, we move smart, and we protect everyone. Eric, monitoring from a nearby command ship, activated experimental maneuvers. Human ships shifted jump points unpredictably, moving in short bursts that the Jari sensors struggled to follow. Feints, sudden retreats, and unexpected routes kept the convoy safe. The Jari fired again. But the humans did not fight to destroy. Instead, they disabled engines, jammed communications, and used their agility to slip past the patrols. In the end, the convoy reached the small world intact. Not a single human ship was lost. A few Jari vessels were left drifting, disabled, but unharmed otherwise. Across the galaxy, news of the convoy spread. Footage of human ships shielding the weak world went viral on communication networks. Small planets whispered about courage. Even some aliens within the council, previously silent, began to question the Jari's dominance. Varshul returned to the High Command, reporting the incident. "Humans defied us," he said, "and survived. Our intimidation failed. We cannot underestimate them again." His superiors were angry. "Punish them," one barked. "Block all trade. Crush their allies." Varshul shook his head. "Too obvious. Too risky. The humans gain influence every time we push too hard. Subtle pressure only. They are dangerous. Yes. But not yet fully tested." On Earth, Laura, Daniel, Olivia, and Eric reviewed the convoy reports. "We did what we had to do," Laura said. "No one was destroyed, no one enslaved, and we proved humans can protect others. This is the start of something bigger." Daniel nodded. "Every act of courage strengthens us, and even small races are noticing. Hope is spreading quietly. Snama, I my lawning." End quote. Eric added, "And the Jari do not understand. They think fear will control us. But humans act differently. We turn challenges into opportunity." Olivia smiled, though her eyes were tired. "We may face more attacks, more blockades, but we are ready. Humans do not wait to be crushed. Humans act. That is our strength." Meanwhile, smaller races began secret agreements with humans. Some shared intelligence, offered hidden ports for repair, and sent warnings of Jari movements. Though cautious, these alliances expanded quietly. Seller's reports confirmed this trend. "More are joining," he wrote. "They watch the humans and see that defiance is possible." In hidden labs on Earth and colonies, scientists worked on improved jump drives, stealth systems, and defensive grids. Humans prepared for conflict in a new way, not to destroy, but to survive, to protect, and to maintain freedom. Back on the human command ship, Laura looked out at the stars. "Every step matters," she said. "We protect our colonies, build alliances, and act with care. But we do not bow. Humans walked away from the table once, and we will do so again, if needed." Daniel glanced at her. "Our actions are watched. Our courage noticed. Even weak races see that humans can stand against fear. That is more powerful than any weapon." Eric added, "They cannot break us. Humans do not break. Humans adapt. Humans survive." Olivia, staring at the fleet outside the window, whispered, "We are small, but we are strong, clever, adaptable, and determined. The galaxy may tremble, but we will keep moving." As the humans prepared for the next step, the Jari quietly studied them. They realized that pressure alone might not work. The humans were learning, adapting, and protecting their own. Each act of defiance strengthened their reputation and inspired hope elsewhere. In secret corners of the galaxy, other races quietly planned. The spark that humans had lit was spreading, showing that the Jari were not invincible. Whispers of courage defiance, and possibility traveled from system to system. The galaxy's balance was beginning to shift. Laura turned to her team. The humans have chosen their path. We will continue, careful and deliberate. But the choice is ours. We walk with freedom, and we protect it. Every colony, every ship, every life depends on our courage and our planning. The stars stretched endlessly outside the command ship, and for the first time, humans felt a quiet power. They had walked away from the table, faced the threat of a vast empire, and survived. They were small, yes, but clever. They were young, yes, but bold. They were humans. And the galaxy had begun to notice. The tremor of defiance spread further than any ship or message. It spread in courage, in hope, and in the refusal to be dominated. The humans had acted, and the galaxy would never forget.